Drivin Ivan here, and behind me, 1970 Citroen DS21, 2.1 liter. I am going to drive it, review it, tell you all about it. I actually have a Citroen, so I know these cars pretty well, but I've never driven the earlier one here, so I'm very excited. I hope you're excited as I am. Smash that like button, subscribe. I'm gonna grab the camera. If you like my content, I hope you will. Buy me a coffee, link below. But look at this beauty, oh my God. What a beautiful car. Citroens have such a unique shape, and they're just beautiful cars, really. I'll show you the side profile again, and we'll get around to the back. It's just so unique, and just stunning. Look at those rear lights there. Just everything. The French are just so cool. Actually, they're just the way they come up with things is very innovative. You know, if you try to take this car to somewhere in the States, sometimes they just won't even work on it. It's hard to own Citroens, but it's got the suspension which goes up and down. The hydrodynamic suspension really controls everything. The steering wheel is designed so you can get to everything. It's got a choke. It's got the shifter right here, and actually there's the shift pattern. Check it out. Isn't that cool? Just right up there on the column. This one has upgraded air conditioning, I understand, and well, the only thing modern is that phone holder. Beautiful. Look at the rear seats. Plenty of room back there, and very, very comfortable because of that hydrodynamic suspension. Just really an incredible car. I don't think it has power steering, but that's okay. All right. So yes, beautiful interior, as I was saying. Nice cushy armrest too. And I guess it's time to check out the trunk and the engine. There's the unfamiliar to most Americans Citroen emblem. It'll fit a saw and a suitcase and everything you need really to get on the road and do some repairs. So yeah, really nice sized trunk there. And now the engine. No rear axle, by the way, so the trunk actually goes below where the rear axle would be. So quite a deep trunk, quite a innovative shape and design, and yeah, it's good to be in the club too. Okay, 2.1 liter 4-cylinder, about 110, 115 estimated horsepower, 110 maybe miles per hour, also 115 maybe. 0 to 60 in like 12, 13. Not super fast by today's standards, but it was plenty quick in 1970. And again, very, very advanced. This car is all about the comfortable ride and the adjustable ride height. Technically, it's mid-engine because the engine's behind the front wheels, and it's got inboard brakes there, which is really kind of cool. The suspension feels mean it's adjusting. I will show you the suspension adjusting because it's super cool. Here we go for the suspension show. Dropping it on down there. Look at that. Oh, so cool. Dropped. Slammed. It's not bagged though. It's hydrodynamic suspension. Now we're going to go all the way up with it. Notice it starts in the back. Mine does it, I think, a little more evenly. My Citroen CX Wagon, my Barbie Dream Wagon, I call it. Let's see if it's going to cooperate here. Do search that one. Also, I have a couple Citroen reviews. Very unique cars I've been reviewing lately. Isetta, Renault Sport Spyder, Renault 5 Turbo even, that's an old review. A lot of French stuff. Renault Clio, 6-speed manual in Ireland, and Renault Clio hybrid in England. There you go, back on down to the normal ride height. Isn't that great? All right, now it's time for me to hop it and drive it. I hope you've smashed that like button and subscribed. Really helps me out with the algorithm. Okay, behind the wheel, and it's very, very old school, which is awesome. The shift is actually pretty easy. You want to give it gas, even though you don't get much response. I mean, it's not a lot of, hell, that was a little torquey there actually, but not a lot of power when you compare it to anything modern, but super, super interesting drive. Extraordinarily comfortable. And the view outside is just, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's just floating on a magic carpet is what I like to describe it as. And when you press the brake, it's almost like an on or off in a sense. There's a little modulation, but it's basically on or off. And this one apparently had a 1.9 engine when it was new, but was converted into a 2.1 liter. And that's kind of cool. I can just slow down nicely here for the stop sign, and then I'll put it back into first. But it's there's neutral, and then first, second, and then third is actually down a little bit and up. But that's really interesting. I mean, I'm used to that for automatics back in the 60s and into the 70s, but of course the French have an interesting way of doing it, and some American cars were like this too, actually. And there you go. So it's a super interesting car, and it's like a time machine in the sense that the ride is so comfortable here. You know, little imperfections in the road, you know you're going over them, but you just really don't feel it. And so that's really what it's like driving the Citroen DS21, and it's quite incredible, actually. My friend Paul here is an excellent Citroen mechanic. He has done some incredible work on my car, and of course he's been driving these for decades, and his father also owned them for decades before that, and so he knows everything there is to know about these beautiful cars. Anything you'd like to add about this, Paul? The DS in general?
Well, this design dates to 1955, so imagine such a sophisticated car in 55.
And also, I guess I'll add the fact that the whole Charles de Gaulle thing, in which the car saved his life, basically.
Yeah, they shot out
3 of the tires.
Three
right?
tires, and it just kept pulling.
And it just kept going because these cars are designed. In fact, you can change the tire without a jack, really. So yeah, just super interesting cars, right, Paul?
I could go all day.
Yeah.
The steering wheel being a single spoke like that, people find that really weird, but it's a safety feature.
Yeah, you can reach everything, and it doesn't block anything.
Back in the 50s and before, steering columns were one piece, and so when you unfortunately would get into a head-on collision, the steering column would impale the chest. So Citroen solved that problem by curving the steering column, and it'll knock you into the center of the car.
There you go. You could keep going. We're just coasting down the hill here.
Well, I can tell you many things. The dash you're seeing is the last series. It's a Series 3 dash. They had 3 different styles of dash. One of the other very interesting things about the D is when Citroen designed it in the 50s.
Should I have it in first, maybe?
Put it in first.
Oh, we're pulling now. Look at that. Pulling like a beast. Go ahead.
It had lots of plastic. The intention was that body panels, door handles, inside and out, and so on, were all plastic. And the initial cars did have plastic handles, but they had such a response when it was introduced at the Paris car show in 55. They sold 10,000 cars in the first week, and they could not get enough plastic manufacturers to help them build plastic fenders and doors, so they changed it to metal. But the initial car had the largest piece of nylon ever made. The entire top of the dash was nylon.
There's a car guy who lives in this town. Actually, I've met him before. He's got some interesting cars himself. So as we tool on through here, tell us one more story, Paul. Why not? If you got one, tell us something interesting.
Well,
as I shift into second.
It was a super aerodynamic car of the day. So even though it's only got, well, when it came out, it had 90 horsepower, but it still had a top speed well over 100 miles an hour, which is unheard of because the drag coefficient was so low.
It really wants to be gassed. I'm trying to avoid shifting down into first, so just keep it up there.
many things I could tell you about the car. We can talk about them all day long. But
Yeah.
the suspension, one of the unique things about it is as you load the car, it self-levels. You saw earlier where we could raise and lower the car. There are valves on the front of the and rear of the car, so that as the car's weight changes, it'll compensate and bring it back to normal height. And as a result, it has what we call a continuously variable spring rate, because as it adds more fluid to raise a heavier load, the spring gets stronger. The spring effect of the nitrogen.
Right. Wow. So yeah, this is a car that not only looks good, but it's really technologically advanced, and you know, the heads that turn when you're driving it, that's part of the fun. Actually, everybody's staring at this car. I think it's been used in let's see, what I'm remembering one music video, Mazzy Star, I think they used it in their video for Fade Into You, and you know, it just looks like a spaceship. I think it's been used in many music videos just because they're so unique, and you can, I think they're used in many futuristic movies too, because they look
used in
like
Back to the Future too.
They look like they're from the future, and they're not.
It was the taxi in Back to the Future.
And they're from the past. So
this was the car that was used.
Let's really get it going there. It's crazy.
By the cocaine smugglers, it was documented in the French Connection because of its height correcting suspension. The customs guys couldn't pick up that it had 1,000 kilos of cocaine or something like that.
Let's get me into third there.
Let's push it up.
There we go. I didn't know if I was there. I get when you're driving an older car, you just want to make sure that mechanically you're doing everything correctly, and
it's a 4-speed
neutral there. Yeah. So we're in third right now, but yeah, we've got another gear, and it's you know, it moves along. I mean, you can easily keep up with traffic in this in modern day. Although, you know, people will be, you know, if you need quick acceleration, people will get annoyed behind you. But you know, I think they'll be satisfied just staring at it anyway.
As my father told me when I was 17, learning to drive the car, he says, push the gas pedal all the way to the floor.
That's good advice, actually, because you know, when I do that, it feels great, and when I don't do it, you know, it's like, come on, let's go. It starts to lag, and and you feel like you all of a sudden don't know how to drive a stick, even after you've been driving a stick for decades. But yeah, getting into any new car you haven't driven is always interesting. I do it all the time. I've driven, like I mentioned, you know, everything from the BMW Isetta, which is like a refrigerator on wheels, to the Lamborghini Countach. I'll give you the truth about driving the Countach, but this is just a special car. It's a unique car, and I'm so glad that I've had the chance to drive it today, Paul. Thank you so much. And there you have it. Thanks for watching. Search any car in Drivin Ivan. Also search the Beatles in London and Liverpool. I'll show you a real Beatle, actually. A real Beatle stars in that video, surprisingly. And search any car in Drivin Ivan, of course, and watch my music videos too. And you can see my Citroen is in my Free Your Mind music video, plus a lot of my car collection. And CX GTI I review also. The Renault Sport Spyder, again, is another cool French car. Just trying to think of the cool French cars I reviewed. But thank you so much for watching in this 1970 Citroen DS21. I am